Hello and welcome to the Mangum News Series finale. I'm your host, Elijah Mangum. This week we'll be discussing a shooting in New Mexico, the Durham report, President Biden and Speaker McCarthy reach an agreement on the debt ceiling, Senator Tim Scott and Governor Ron DeSantis announced 2024 presidential bids, an update on the Mississippi governor's race, my weekly weather report, and my exclusive interview with Rankin County District 1 Supervisor and State Senate candidate Jared Morrison. Without further ado, let's begin. Three were killed and two others injured in Farmington, New Mexico on Monday, May 15th. The shooter, identified as 18-year-old Bo Wilson, was set to graduate from Farmington High School the next day before being killed by police on the scene. Special Counsel John Durham released his report on the origins of the Trump-Russia investigation. He criticized the FBI, concluding that the Bureau was too quick to open an investigation into Trump's 2016 campaign. Durham said that it was based on raw and uncorroborated information, while the FBI was much more cautious about allegations against the Clinton campaign. This comes after Special Counsel Robert Mueller began investigating possible election interference from Russia to aid Donald Trump in 2016. In 2019, Mueller ultimately found no conspiracy. New candidates have announced their runs for the 2024 Republican presidential nomination. On Monday, South Carolina Senator Tim Scott announced his candidacy. Senator Scott set the tone for a campaign of optimism, quoting scripture during a rally in Charleston, South Carolina.
The truth is that what people really want is an optimistic, positive, conservative, who has a backbone, but also believes that the best is yet to come. I don't think you have to be a pessimist to be strong.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis made his much-anticipated announcement on Wednesday. He kicked off his campaign on Twitter Spaces with billionaire Twitter CEO Elon Musk. Site crashes and technical glitches made for a rocky start for Governor DeSantis' presidential prospects. DeSantis released a video with his announcement.
I'm Ron DeSantis, and I'm running for president to lead our great American comeback.
President and 2024 Republican frontrunner Donald J. Trump posted a response on Truth Social.
Rob DeSanctimonious and his poll numbers are dropping like a rock.
With the June 5th deadline looming, President Joe Biden and Speaker of the House Kevin McCarthy reached a deal on raising the debt ceiling on Sunday.
For the American people, the agreement prevents the worst possible crisis, a default.
We know at any time when you sit and negotiate within two parties that you got to work with both sides of the aisle.
The deal will have no changes to the rate of spending, defense or veterans programs, or Medicaid. However, it will temporarily increase the requirements for food stamps and easing access to permits on energy projects. Both chambers of Congress will vote on the deal as soon as Wednesday. The 2023 Mississippi statewide election is heating up as the August 8th primaries are just around the corner. There's no election more intense than between presumptive gubernatorial nominees, incumbent Tate Reeves, and Public Service Commissioner for the Northern District, Brandon Presley. Here's an update on the state of the race from WLBT's Courtney Ann Jackson.
This comment by Stacey Abrams on MSNBC this week is sparking reactions from both sides.
Which southern state do you think is ripest for the sort of transformation you helped accomplish in Georgia?
Well, I think that we have an exciting set of elections coming up in Mississippi with Brandon Presley running against a very weakened Tate Reeves.
Republican strategist Henry Barber.
The country's going in the wrong direction. Stacey Abrams would have had Georgia going in the wrong direction had she won, but she didn't. And I just don't think anybody in Mississippi cares what a two-time loser in Georgia thinks about Mississippi, particularly one who's a big liberal.
SPLC Action Fund and New Southern Majority IE PAC's Brandon Jones gives a differing perspective.
Republicans know what the rest of us know. This is a close race. And Stacey Abrams has been working across the country for voting rights. She's actually a native of Mississippi, from Gulfport, Mississippi. So we're not talking about some out-of-state person who doesn't understand Southern politics.
Meanwhile, Tate Reeves announced a major TV ad buy for $1.3 million. His campaign pointing out that the amount matches Brandon Presley's current cash on hand.
It's really significant because you get a one-sided ball game where one side's able to tell their story.
It's important for people to remember that he outspent Jim Hood 2-1 4 years ago, and that race was decided by 5 points. So I don't think the money's going to save him this time.
Still, Presley's campaign finding a way to fight back, asking why clips shot in 2019 inside Nancy Mew's now closed school would be used after she's since pleaded guilty in the TANF scandal.
This week there will be rain chances Wednesday through Sunday ranging from 20% to 40%. Temperatures will hit 2023 highs in the 90s Tuesday through Saturday. The lowest temperatures will be on Memorial Day. Can you describe a little bit about your duties as a current Rankin County District 1 Supervisor?
Yeah, I'd be glad to. I was elected in 2007. And 16 years has gone by real fast, but as a current supervisor, I mean, you're overseeing all the daily finances and policy making of the county. You know, some people don't realize kind of what we do. We're in charge of every agency in Rankin County, and all your tax dollars go to that. So we collect the tax dollars. Kind of the way it works, the assessor assesses your tax dollars, tax assessor. He assesses your property. Then that's where you get your assessed values and you pay your taxes. Then your tax collector collects them. And then I guess a easy way to say it, the supervisor is in charge of that money to help spend it and disperse it throughout the county, funding different agencies, the Sheriff's Department, fire departments, libraries, Region 8, any agency, in which it amounts to be about 54 agencies, I think, in Rankin County. And so your tax dollars fund all of them. One of the big things that most people think about when they think about a supervisor are your roads. Well, that is a small part, but yet a big part, because that's what most people see daily is the roads. Now, we're in charge of around a little over 1,000 miles of roads, rural roads in Rankin County. That doesn't include any highways or state roads. And so we're in charge of the money that goes to keep those roads in great shape. And we're proud of that in Rankin County. You can travel to other counties just outside of Rankin, and you can see the real difference. The rural community has probably a little more responsibility for a road department that we fund also, and because they take care of anything that pretty much rural people can't take care of, which would be your roads, your ditches, your ditch banks, culverts, and such as that. You know, we have an emergency management department that is essential to Rankin County. We fund the Sheriff's Department, which is essential to Rankin County. One thing I'd like to add that a lot of people do not understand, Board of Supervisors not get any sales tax. And that's been I guess, a confusing part to a lot of people. They think that we get sales tax, but sales tax, if the store or the city collects sales tax, the state gets a portion of it, and the county gets zero sales tax. And that's, I guess, a real deception that a lot of people have. They live in places like Pearl and Brandon, and they think the county gets all the sales tax off of it. We don't. We collect what we call ad valorem tax, and that's your property taxes. And then you collect for tags and fines and stuff such as that. You get taxed from them. But there's no sales tax. So, I guess one of the things is this job of 16 years has been, too, we've been in charge of all your development. It goes to our development department. Also, we fund. And if you want to do a new subdivision or a house site, you go through the planning and development and see how your property's zoned, what type of subdivision, what type of homes, things can be built in that area. Rankin County is the growingest county, one of the 3 top growingest counties in the state. We're up to, well, let me just put, when I was first elected in 2007, our budget ran, that was on about, not our budget, we had around $92 million budget. And now we're up to about $240 million. That shows what Rankin County has done. But it's just like anything else. You see that money, and you think, well, we're a prosperous county. Well, we are. But that came from growth. So as you get growth, you get more expenses. You have to have more sheriff's department, more roads to tend to, more wear on your roads. School district, that's another thing. We do a lot for the school district. Now, your taxes, when you pay your taxes are paid by, if you look on your tax receipt, if you live in a city, you're paying county tax, city tax, and school tax. If you live outside a city, you're paying county and school tax. Well, that school tax goes straight to the school. The county does not have anything to do with that as far as the board of supervisors. It goes straight to the school district. And that has been also a little deception that some people didn't understand. That it would go straight to the school district. And they thought we budgeted the school district. So sometimes when you see the school district request to increase millage, to increase taxes, it will go, they're requesting the board of supervisors to do that. Well, the board of supervisors don't have a choice. It's worded like we do, but we don't. And I say that because that's been a real confusion to a lot of people. We've gotten phone calls that say, please don't do that. But if the school district has the need for it, and they show the need, and they obviously do, then they request the board of supervisors to increase millage, which is your taxes, to help fund more for the school. I don't know really what else you want to know. I will tell you this: like I said earlier, we are one of the growingest counties there. We are a safe county. We have a great school, great sheriff's department. We have set, I think, the bar pretty high in Rankin County, and a lot of that has come because of years of leadership. And I mean, when I say that, that's even years way before me have started the move to make a better Rankin County. Rankin County is blessed to have people to elect, choice, quality people to keep electing, to keep moving the bar higher and move us forward. I like to take a little credit of being elected 16 years. It's been part of the reason Rankin County has also prospered. But it's not me alone. It's not the board of supervisors alone. It's every elected official and even the elected officials that are in the cities throughout the county. I mean, you say law enforcement, sure, we have the greatest sheriff's department, but we also have great police departments, fire departments. Rankin County is mostly served by volunteer fire departments, but we have several municipalities with full-time fire departments. So people come here for about three reasons. They feel safe, they feel like they know they're protected, and I say protected because of fire departments and because of sheriff's departments, and we have a good school system.
Okay, can you tell us a little bit about where you're running for state senate? So can you tell us a little bit about where District 36 starts and ends, and about the redistricting that just happened?
Yeah. Be glad to. That's been a little confusing to some people. After the redistricting, two things happened. The supervisor lines grew, as well as we were, because of the growth of Rankin County, which is now right at 157,000 people. And you divide that by 5, and that's how you come up with your supervisor seats, because equal representation means to divide it equally among 5 people. So what happened after they did the census, and they realized that the northern part of the county had dwindled down, shrank, population dropped, whatever, and Rankin County had grown the way it has grown, there had to be a new Senate seat. But it's not. You still have 52 senators. It's just you're losing one in the northern part of the county, and we're gaining one in the southern part, which is Rankin County. All right, this new Senate seat takes in all of what would be District 1, and what it does, it starts around, as I got my map here to show you, you probably can't really read it, it's small, but it starts at Richland and goes Richland, Florence, all the way to the Simpson County line. It doesn't go into Simpson County. It goes across to Puckett. And from Puckett, it goes into Smith County. It takes in all of Smith County. But when you come out of Smith County, you're set at Puckett. Then you follow Rankin County all the way up north to just above Pelahatchie. So you're coming up the Rankin County line and Scott County line. And so, but when you come up through from Puckett up, it takes in John, Shiloh, Antioch, Cato, Pelahatchie, North Brandon Estates, which is up Trickle Bridge Road. So that takes the northeast side of Brandon. Takes in South Brandon, which would be Robin Hood. It consists of about 54,000 people. 44,000 of those come out of Rankin County. And well, I take it back. It's really, you got 44 out of Rankin County, and I forget about 12, 13,000, maybe 13,000, 14 out of Smith County. So the majority is in Rankin County, and District 1 has around 30,000 in it. So the bulk of Rankin County is out of District 1, which happens to be the district that I represent. The question's been asked me many times, why did I choose to run for this? Well, there's a couple of reasons. The first reason I would like to clear up is people think, well, it pays more, and you're looking for get higher pay. That's not the case. It actually pays about $10,000 less than I get paid as supervisor. Supervisor about 43, 45,000. Senate just like 35,000. So I want to clear that up, because I want to say, if you want to be an elected official, you run for what you can do for the people, not for a financial, and it's not the way you're going to make your living. You have to have another source of income, and I do. The reason I looked at this seat is because it was like it drew out in all of my seat, supervisor seat, where all of my people are, and I have the bulk of the district. And I knew, living in I was suited for this because it's more of a rural district. So I live on a farm, family farm that we've had. I have timberland, family timberland. I own a welding business that I built from scratch. And so I knew that I'm fitted for what this district needs. I've been representing the same type of people that's in this whole district for 16 years. So I knew it needed to have someone in this job that had experience, proven leadership, and I felt like I fit that mold. And that's something I think I can say that no one else can say, that I have years of government experience. And I knew that I had experience and a relationship with the president delegation that's there. And I say the president, senators, representatives, really from the governor down. And so that working relationship, you really can't put a value on. But I knew that it would be beneficial to the people of Rankin and Smith County for someone to have experience to move forward. And it was not like it's going to be a real training time. I think I am qualified, and I knew I could just basically move from one to the other, and it wouldn't be such a learning experience, and get things moving for this new District 36. I've always been in a position and enjoyed being in a position to help people and do for people and help provide for and take care of their needs and take care of the government side of the job. And with my experience and my relationship with the president delegation, I knew that I feel like I'm a perfect fit. And it's almost like as if God just said, here, I want you to take your experience and take the people you have, and I'm going to give you some more, and I want you to continue moving forward to serve the people of Rankin County and Smith County. So that's kind of where I went. I had really not planned on this running for this. I'm happy as a supervisor. But once the seat drew out and I saw that it needed someone with experience, it's just as if, like I said again, as if God said, you're the one that has the experience. This is where you go.
And with that in mind, if you are elected to the state legislature, what are some of the issues you would like to see passed or would like to endorse?
Well, that's kind of a wide open question.
But just briefly, kind of lay out a couple of different things.
I want to see the state keep moving forward, but I want to represent our district and keep it moving in the positive direction that it's moving in. Obviously, I'm pro-life. Obviously, I'm conservative. I'm a conservative Republican. I want to keep taxes down. I want to utilize the best we can out of all our tax dollars. I want to look for opportunities to take funding or try to get funding from the national level and bring to the state level to help provide the needed things for our community. I know how funding works, and I know that there's a lot of funding you can get and distribute it to continue improvements through your supervisors to enhance your roads and your community. I will look at ways to grow as far as economic growth. Health care is a very important subject. Retirement, ways of retirement is very, to improve your retirement is very important. Schools, I'm very pro-education. I think I've proven that, and I have, in fact, my children, grandchildren are third generations in the Florence public schools. I've been a part of helping funding and in funding for New Hines Community College health care, which would be nursing already. So I've been a part of that, even as a supervisor. So I'll continue that, project to move forward for a new health and nursing care center here in Rankin County. I want to do whatever I can in Smith County. The the things they need. And some of their needs I'm not sure of because I've not had an opportunity to work with them or be involved with them like I have in Rankin County. But I know I've proven myself in Rankin County to be a supporter of all things. You know, their decisions on one thing I do like, and I like to pursue. I like to see people have a say. And when I say that, on issues that may be controversial, I feel it's important to allow it to come to the vote by the people. Give them the opportunity to speak. And whether you like it or not, once the people have spoken and voted, then that's something you know that was, it gave everybody the opportunity to voice their vote, voice their opinion. And, you know, like I said, a lot of the issues that come up, not everyone agrees with, but I don't think it's always the place for five guys as supervisor to make the ultimate decision, or the legislature sometimes to make that ultimate decision. I think you have to give the people a voice, and that's what you are. You're the voice of the people. I want to be, I have always had an open door policy. I've always been very accessible. I think anyone as a supervisor would tell you that. That's back to being proven. And people know that I'm very accessible. People know where my shop is, my home number, my shop number, my cell number. I'm very active in the public. I'm seen everywhere. I support the things I support now. I've supported all the years. I continue to support. I don't know how specific to get with so many questions as far as what I endorse. As far as some of the things, to answer that, you got to know more about it before you can say you're going to endorse this or not endorse this. This is something you have to look for your people's guidance somewhat to give that, and then you educate them, and they can give you their opinion and how they feel. I'm big on the logging industry. I think we need to look at ways to that kind of in the farming industry. We need to protect everything we can as far as our farming, which includes timberland and the logging. I'm a big advocate of the agriculture industry. So I don't know what exactly I can do there at that time, but I'm pro-agriculture in this state, and I want to be, having grown up on a farm and been in farming all my life, as well as a business owner. I'm very interested in whatever we can do to promote, especially small business. I think that's a good point that I would look at. There's small business and agriculture are really important.
That's all we have for this week. As I said earlier, this is the Mangum News series finale. When I started Mangum Studios 2 years ago, I never would have imagined all the opportunities that God would give me in and outside of this channel. In addition to covering the top stories from the past couple years, I've had the privilege of interviewing and networking with fellow journalists, local politicians, and more. God used this show to open doors for my Dark Horse Press internship and for me to produce Home's first ever video packages as part of their Growl newspaper staff. Regularly appearing on 3 separate outlets along with my schoolwork has been incredibly stressful and overwhelming. It is for this reason that I have decided to bring Mangum News to a close. Going forward, I will be continuing with Dark Horse Press for the foreseeable future and will be joining the team at Mississippi College's Blue and Gold Media starting this fall. I've grown so much the past 2 years, and I can't wait for more in the next couple of years. I would like to thank my audience, interviewees, family, and most of all God for their support. None of these things would be possible without them.